Hello people, I am Sky Demolisher and welcome back for another From the Collection Fridays, a series where I take things from my collection and show it to you, my viewers. And this week it is my Star Wars The Black Series Stormtrooper with blast accessories. Now I believe in America this was a Target exclusive, and in New Zealand it was pretty much, as far as I'm aware, exclusive to the warehouse, who must have picked it up via parallel importing. So it was slightly more expensive when it came out than what the normal Black Series figures were. But I picked both of these up off sale. There we go. Very, very hard words to get in a straight line there. So, because I own two, one is still in the box, so you can see what it looks like in the box, and then right behind it is one out of the box. So I'll just show you the back of the box, because I know that's important for some people. You can see what it comes with, sort of thing. Details. Even on the front you can see a lot of the stuff, and with the base you can see that Star Wars standee base there. Whereas on the one that I've got here, notice it's got grating. That is because that Star Wars insignia can be yanked out, and you can have it either way. You can have it as the grating, or you could have it as the Star Wars thing. The choice is fully yours. Now it comes with these two blast effects. They are very, very similar, if not exact copies of the ones from the Luke Skywalker centerpiece. So they are actually hollow inside, but they are made of a fairly hard plastic. Now the background of the box can be pulled out like I've got with this one, which gives you an interior of, I believe it should be the Death Star, but I'm guessing that it could be any Imperial ship, because I'm pretty sure that these corridors were also in the Star Destroyers. Now these Stormtroopers, unlike the normal Black Series ones, they also come with the laser effect, or the blast effect, from the front of the gun, and they come battle damaged. So this one, if I zoom in, you can see that he's got battle damage on his chest, one of his shoulders, and on the top of his helmet. If I just twist it a bit. Now there is no blast damage to like the waist piece. I'm going to use waist piece because that sounds better than what I was gonna say. And there's no damage on like the leg armor or the feet. But as you can see, like, he actually looks really cool with those blast effects, which is one of the reasons why I got two of them. But the other reason is because you often saw like important characters and stuff being escorted by two Stormtroopers. And given that I have a Black Series Darth Vader, which I believe I have not covered yet in this, I wanted to have two Stormtroopers to troop with him, just because it gives a better overall effect. So I'll zoom back out. He is fully articulated. They are 6-inch figures, like the other Black Series ones. The base has 2 points that you could connect him into. I've only connected him on this foot, purely because I think his legs are going to be too far spread out if I was to peg him into both. But you can peg him into both if that's what you want to do. And it's fairly thin but somewhat stable cardstock for the interior of that. You can spread it out if you want, so if you got like a couple of them, you could probably make quite a nice sort of diorama thing. You might need to sort of like reverse it to really pull it off. So we'll try to find that. I think that's about the good spot. So I'll give him a spin like we normally do for our videos. You can see how mean he looks. Slightly, I would say slightly off balance, but maybe that's okay. You can see here he's got a holster. The holster does hold the gun. The blast effect pulls off from the front, and it's only made to slide on a certain way, so you might need to twist it a couple times if you haven't quite seen how it fits in. Because of the way it's manufactured, it can be kind of hard to see that little slot hole. But otherwise, he looks really cool. I do have a fake Revoltech, or I believe it's Kyoto figure. When I bought it, I thought it was real, but I've since found out that the person who sold it to me lied, and it was actually a knockoff. But that came with the longer blaster that some of, like a heavy blaster that some Stormtroopers carried. And I'm pretty sure that these figures are compatible with that one, weapons-wise at least. Funnily enough, the articulation for them is very, very similar. Of course, the Revoltech ones have Revoltech joints, so they're sort of like interlocking ball joints that really give it a lot of articulation. But if I pull them off the base, when you've got the Revoltech ones, you would see that there's like a ball here where it connects, and then there's just two little prongs that come off them, and that's what allows you to slot them into the arm bits and the hand bits and all of that. So like I said, they actually have very, very similar things. So articulation wise, there is articulation at his shoulders, but of course limited by the shoulder bells. The same thing for the biceps, there is swivel there, but of course the armour limits it going too far. Now there is not any sort of ball joint thing at the elbow, so you can't turn it at the elbow, but the hands do have full 360. Just the way it moves with the bicep is enough to get him moved into other positions for holding his gun. And he comes with, I believe it's an EL44. I can't remember the name for the heavy blaster, but he'll definitely be able to cover it. Or, use it. There's only armour on one knee, which I think is actually common with Stormtroopers. But there's articulation there. There's no turning at the knee, but there is a bit of up and down at the foot and sort of side to side. But of course you want to be careful there because you don't want to like break it or that sort of stuff. There's articulation at his hips, but of course his leg armour gets in the way there too. You can see that the belt was fully detailed out, so he looks really, really cool. Very, very clean paint apps, really, other than for the scoring. So there's no blood or anything, but you can see that sort of carbon scoring thing, and they've tied it in fairly well so that it's like it's hit the chest and rebounded off the shoulder sort of thing, and something's gone over the top of the helmet. So you can see the details there. It's got up and down, and he can do the Exorcist thing if you really want to do the Exorcist thing with him. Not that that's particularly recommended. There are 2 pins in the bottom, so you really do have the option of using either foot. Now, as is fairly common with these figures though, the slot can be very, very tight. So, yeah. You might struggle a bit and need to use a bit of force, but I'll give him another spin. You can see how cool he looks with that flame effect. Now, I think if you use like small LEDs or something, those sort of candle effects ones, you'd be able to get them glowing from the inside quite well. Now that, like I said, both of them are actually hollow, so they look really, really good. All around, I'm very, very pleased with these figures. I mean, I love the Black Series figures all in all. Some of the facial sculpts are a little weird, and I think some of like the earlier figures might have been sort of not quite right, but they're really doing well these days. So I hope that you've enjoyed this, and until next time, take care of yourselves. Bye.